Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hang on, I gotta fix something again. I have echo and I don't like it. Let's see. There we go. I don't know, I keep forgetting that for the other camera. How's everyone doing tonight on this glorious Saturday? You know, it's kind of gloomy up here where I'm at in northern Kentucky. And a little chilly. It's finally feeling like fall. Um, but what better way or feeling, I guess, or look of a day to start looking at some more Four Horsemen Studios Mythic Legions and technically not Mythic Legions, but let's see. They actually just arrived this morning, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be opening the new stuff or if I was going to some others that's been kind of sitting to the side of me that's been sitting here for a while needing to be opened. But if you don't know, my name is Larry. Welcome to Larry's Geeky World. And this I like to call Let's Open Some Toys. What is up, Johnny? Did you change your username or is this StreamYard doing something strange today? This is Johnny X7. I mean, I don't know. It's so odd. X87X. How's it going, brother? How you doing today? YouTube changed it. See, and I was just on a stream and I didn't notice. I was like on someone else's live. And I didn't notice if mine was any different or not. No, mine just says at Larry's Geeky World. So yeah, that still works. So odd. I must have missed something. I don't pay that close attention anymore. I'm so busy on everything else. So if you've seen any posts I put up today, we are 2 weeks away from Legion's Con, which is on the 8th and 9th. Technically, the shirt I believe says because I did post this today. This is one of the two shirts I will be wearing at Legion's Con. It's actually through Four Horsemen's uh, site. It says 7 through 9, but technically the show is really 8 through 9 unless you make it there for the other stuff. It's weird. Sometimes my name will show Johnny Other or John. It is weird because it's always said John before. It's really strange. I always think my stuff's all on me weird. But anyway, if you see the title thumbnail, more Four Horsemen figures, and it's appropriate for the season since this will be the last stream before or last unboxing I'm going to do before Halloween. So why not do a bunch of skeletons and a zombie horse while we're at it? So as you see, move the camera back a little bit. We got the 4-pack graveyard skeleton set, which was I believe last year's drop for last Halloween. Yeah, but they had some in stock a while back and sold out in a few days of their in stock of those. And they, of course, announced a couple zombie figures. I'm gonna pass on those for now. I don't know. I have to kind of slow down on my spending till Legion's Con because I do want to have money to spend for Legion's Con. I already know I'm gonna be spending just on the exclusive figures at least like $400 or $500 on some of the for all the exclusive figures I'm going to get, at least attempt to get. That's not including any custom heads or dio pieces or whatnot. I think we will start. I'm trying to think of what we should start with. I don't know if I want to start. Let's start with the translucent blue guy. His name is Blue Hagnon. Hagnon? I don't know. I'm pronouncing that right. Let me bring back up my screen. He says, nice. I'm thinking of doing a second Halloween themed kit for the contest, but it ends in 6 days and I haven't chosen. Dude, you're cutting it close. I mean, I know you're doing real grade, right? Most of the time, so I guess those won't take nearly as long to at least construct, but I don't know how long or what you would do to customize it unless you're doing a Jack Skellington version to go with your Sally or something else. Yeah, I think we're gonna start with this guy, so I need to clear off the big cam section here so we can make room. And I'll go ahead and see if I can't fix that. I mean, if you did Jack Skellington one, it would be pretty easy, just black and white, maybe a little bit of gray, just pinstripe it. I mean, it would go with your Sally one, but I don't know what kit you would use for that. It would have to be a thin one. And I'm so behind. Kind of lower this a little bit. We get a really good look. I mean, obviously, I can just put my finger back like so. Let's take a close look to this packaging. You got the bio here. Let's go ahead and switch this camera. Let's go ahead and just expand that. People let me. There we go. See, we got the bio here. This character. You know what? I need to turn some music on, and I did not. I'm a little aggravated. I didn't make any banner pieces for this. What am I looking at? Oh, I'll eventually remember what I'm doing. Nope. No. I'll turn that down a little bit. There we go. But there's the bio for this character right here. High grade. I mean, is it available? Is it cheap? Can you pick it up like tomorrow? How much time do you have to build it? I mean, that's the thing. Unless you really kind of cranked it out. But we're gonna go ahead and start on this. Okay. Here's the back of the packaging, and something I noticed is a little different than the other ones. On this one, obviously, it only has our character here in the corner, and another character I don't remember the name of. I've seen this figure, so I don't know if they have it in stock, but I think it's mostly an Archer type figure. But this part here is a bit raised, so it's like its own artwork on here, and I think this was one of the other, had to be an exclusive or something at some other point. So, but I don't really know because I'm still very new. This is the first year I've gotten these Four Horsemen Mythic Legion figures in, and I'm still learning when all these came out. I mean, I have a lot of newer stuff, and at least a few newer stuff, like the Legacies of Mythos, Otho and Urzok, and a few other figs whose names escape me at the moment. But I got those metallic knights, which I do have pictures of me messing around with those metallic green heroic and evil knights. Were last year's, like those are like the base versions of last year's Legion's Con Armory experience, I believe. We're going to slide off the back and open it up, and right here we got the bag of all of his accessories. It was actually the first bag that's not a Ziploc bag. All the other ones I've gotten from Four Horsemen so far have been its own little Ziploc bag. So I'm gonna rip that open. And we had a very old wooden shield. Got this little handle that plugs into the peg there. I already can tell in the plastic, I really like the wash. Luckily, it's not sealed, so I can just slide these out. Kind of nice, a little bit of worn on it, on the middle parts. Really love that. And it's even got the detailing on the back. That's cool. Of course, all you do is just just plug that in like so. And just put that in character's hand. I'm kind of going through the accessories before I even get to the figure. Alright, so what we got here? We got a few weird pieces. Interesting. Okay. So I'm really not sure what these are for. I think this plugs into the back. It looks like it has the peg holes for the pauldrons, even though there is pauldron holes already in the back of it. So unless you're gonna use maybe wings or something, because I don't know. I really don't know what you would use that for. See, I need to go look up. And this, unless you're using it for some kind of armature, because it looks like it plugs into that back piece too. And something plugs in here. Maybe we'll figure out when I go through all the list of stuff. But I'm really not for sure. We do have translucent pauldrons, which are in this really nice kind of sky blue or really light blue, translucent. We have a very classic knight style helmet. I really like the detailing on this. Of course, it's going to have like the least amount of paint on this figure, if any. And we also have a blue translucent skull, very light blue, with an articulated jaw. There we go. See, and I love when you get skeleton figures that have articulated jaws. It's just so cool. Needs so much more dimension out of it. So many more expressions and character. We have a strap that would go across his body. This is normally where I would hang the shield at if I wasn't going to have it out of there. We do have we got a ball and chain, like with an actual metal. Yeah, it's actual metal chain. Let's get it to focus here. Focus, please. Thank you. Love the detail on this. Like this, nice flexible plastic, so you can put it around the ankle, and a pair of handcuffs or shackles. Again, they just stretch open. Again, real metal chain, which is really cool. And I haven't gotten to the figure yet. Get out of there. Okay. So far, again, these guys are really easy to get out of here. Let's see if I can't. I wish I would have had some spooky music like lined up for this, so we have like haunting music playing instead of this kind of more soothing music. But I was kind of in a rush. My computer was updating, and I hadn't gotten a lot of stuff, so I was like last minute getting my title edited. So I was a little bit late getting the stream. I was waiting to get that uploaded. See if I can't get him to stand. Get the last piece out of here. And so far, I mean, just check this guy out. So I think, yeah, because this looks like it plugs into the back somehow, right? I mean, it looks like that's where it would go. I mean, but I'm not sure if that's the right direction or not. don't know if it's supposed to be this way or that way. But again, I don't know what you would use this for. I wish there was someone in the chat that could tell me because I have no clue. Now he does not have any extra hands. He only has the gripping hands that are on him. He has this cool neck piece, and this is more kind of zombie-like head. I really need to heat this up. This head's a little stiff, and I don't want to snap that joint because translucent plastic can be a little bit soft. Not really brittle, so I don't know if it would break, because I have issues with my glow-in-the-dark Ninja Turtles where when I bend the knee, it pops it out of the peg. Like the bottom part of the leg out of the peg. So, but you know, full range of rotation on the shoulder here. I don't, I'm not sure if he's UV reactive. I don't have a UV light to check. But he's a really gorgeous translucent blue. So just with the light hitting him, he glows pretty well. I would like to think that his eyes are glow in the dark, but I'm probably mistaken on that. There's nothing on the bio. They don't really give you information on the packaging itself. I may have to look at the site and check. But he's really beautifully done. You got kind of this bony kind of designed arm with the shoulder armor here, or forearm, no, not forearm, yeah, upper arm armor. Yeah, if I can talk. And I got the single jointed elbow with the bend, or with the swivel. There, I want to say there's supposed to be, but there is not a wrist. Nope, there is a wrist swivel. Just didn't want to move there for a minute. There's a wrist, or at the glove cut, I should say, not a wrist swivel. I mean, there is because that's the peg. And this one has the left and right. They're both left and right hinges, so no up and down hinges. You do have a ball jointed waist like all Mythic Legions. And you can pop all these parts off real easily, but I'm going to have to heat them up first just to be safe. We do have our ball joint hinge. Not really ball joint, but a hinge here at the hip here. Of course, it's attached there. I want to say it's still supposed to be a ball joint, but I could be mistaken because I can't really see in there. This is really soft, by the way. I didn't already mention it. We do have a single jointed knee with twist at the knee, and you can see the ratchets. So it's nice detents to keep them in those poses, so that's really nice. We also have a twist at the ankle with hinge. And it should have a forward-facing rocker too, and it does. It just wants to stick a little bit. Yeah, I'd have to check out because I don't have a UV light to check. But again, you can see all the detailing. It's very bony. Got the nice little grooves and stuff. Really smooth. Again, he's really cool. You got the head to turn. This piece is a very soft plastic as well. Really rubbery. That plugs in here to the back of the neck, which you can just easily slip off. Which actually, this one does not seem to fit. There it goes. This comes off like that. You choose not to want to use that. Some figures that I have come with this similar piece. Sometimes I use it, other times I do not. I wonder if this is going to be easier to get these pauldrons on. I hope so. Yeah, so much easier than the other Legions figures. It's right in there in the back. Maybe it's because it is that softer plastic. There it goes. I mean, it's so much easier than that Jersey Devil's wings. That guy, those wings were a pain. There you are, all kitted up. And the only other accessory we hadn't looked at was this really cool sword. I love the kind of tusk or like horn style handle and handle and cross guard on this. Looks very old and beat up. I mean, Four Horsemen just, they always knock it out of the park with the details on some of the littlest things. So, see, I just popped a whole neck joint off. Because there we go. I'm trying to get the head to pop, which now seems to be even more difficult. I somehow twisted the wrong part of the neck. There we go. There we go. I want to try to pop the neck off, or the head off, the peg, so I can switch the heads. But I don't think it's going to work right now. I may have to heat him up quite a bit. But there is our blue, if I can pronounce his name correctly, Hagnon. I don't think he had any kind of other name to it. But he looked really cool, and he's really cool for Halloween. Again, kind of a skeleton ghost guy, knight. I think I'm going to put the helmet on at some point. Of course, you can have him like he's holding it or something. But it would look really weird with an actual belt. I still don't know what these are for though. They have little, tiny little peg holes. I don't know. What would that be for? There's no other spot. It has to go into the back. I don't know. I'll have to look it up, and at some later point, I will have to make an update about it. Maybe I'll do a short. So that's the first figure. Go ahead and stuff some of these things back in the bag now, if I don't lose everything. And we'll move on to the next figure. All right. So next, we will go ahead and we will take a look at Wal-Torr the Mad. And again, here's his bio. If you're watching this on the replay, you can pause it and read it all you want, or you can go to Source Horseman, I believe. Four Horsemen website, or like their site for all the info and back lore and stuff. And this got the whole story for this wave, for their mythic, which was on this figure. This is the only other figure in this wave that's shown that I have currently, and I can't tell you her name off the top of my head because I'm bad with remembering these characters' names because I'm still new to them and I haven't memorized any of them. Go ahead and put this out. And again, I love Four Horsemen's packaging for this. I don't have to worry about any tape. Ooh, and already we have so many more things with this figure. And right here in the first tray we take out, we got his pauldrons, we got a nice dagger, we got a backpack, or like a sling bag. We have a flag. There's the pole for the flag, which this is a plastic flag, so it's not going to flow anywhere. And we have a cool bow, a loose arrow, some kind of gourd, which has their same insignia to that. So here's the back end of that flag. Just nothing else on it. So that's really neat. He has a lot of accessories. And of course, we have this big, furry soft goods cape. Oh, and it's dirty on the bottom, like dragging it through the mud. I love that detail on this. Really love that. I'm not sure how this is supposed to go on. Looks like there's no head hole, but it slips on somewhere. Doesn't button or anything. And I really hope it wasn't supposed to be sewn there somewhere. Actually, I think there is a hole, like a small hole there. You can kind of feel a loose spot here. But I'm really not for sure how this goes on him. Is there a hole in the center? Again, these figures don't typically come with instructions. All they really come with, which I did not see if we were hanging on. Again, with pretty much everyone except for that translucent one. Nice instructions about how to make sure you heat up the figure before really messing with the joints. I wish you would tell me how this cape goes on. Oh, we got her back. And more of those pieces, like what we had the blue Hagnon. I don't know what these are, but he has like two for the back. And then that same little rectangle one. I'm going to keep those in the bag, though. Again, I'm not sure what those are for. It's a little aggravating, to be honest. Go ahead and get him out of here. Get this I am done. Let's see. Okay. Can't get this. Oh, there we go. These guys aren't usually super tight in here. And it looks like he's reusing a lot of parts that we have from Blue Hagnon. At least with the arms. I want to say the forearm, same gloves. Yes. So we got a lot of reuse from this figure, as you can see. Same here. Now the chest piece is different. The legs are technically the same, but the boots are different. Which are really cool. Again, but the upper leg here, same type of mold. He's got a bunch of extra belts already around him, even though this, I want to say, it's supposed to be the one you normally wrap around. I usually have around across the body, so to see that already on him like that is very interesting. In his detail, he's got a lot of like scratches, dust and stuff looks like on him. I like the kind of, I don't know, not really bronze, not really gold. I guess it would have to be more like a bronze. Slightly patinaed on the boots and on the gauntlets here. The helmet's very old. Of course, he does not have an articulated jaw, which is why he has a second head, which I think does have, yes, the second one does have an articulated jaw. First head rotates, kind of tilts a little bit. It's on a ball joint, single ball joint. Again, but I'm not gonna. He's a little bit stiffer on the arm for the hinge, so I'm not gonna really pull that around until I heat him up. And single jointed elbow with twist there. So we got twist at the glove, and of course the wrist. And this one, he does have the vertical hinges going up and down, not just a horizontal hinge. Of course, you got loose skirting here. Not as soft as Blue Hagnon. No thigh cut, but there is a single jointed knee with a swivel at the knee. Again, rocker hinge here at the foot. So we got all these extra little bits of articulation at the foot. A lot of straps on this guy. A lot of buckles. Paintwork, really good. If I can't get him to stand a little bit better. And other accessories. So here's his other head. Alternate head with the articulated jaw and different helmets. I really like the detailing on this helmet. Kind of gold. It seems a little bit messy in some spots. I don't know how you wouldn't get that messy. Trying to get this chain going, or brass chainmail to look like it does. But really like this head. Oh, this one might be the head I use. Still, I'm not sure how this is supposed to attach. I think the back, or did it one part of the package go? Where's that? Right here. I got the little packet in here to keep soft goods intact. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it just kind of goes over his arm. Of course, it's showing the articulated helmet in the picture. But yeah, it looks like it just kind of goes over. But I would also have to fix that belt strap. Or maybe not, because he does. I think it's the one for the bag that's showing on him. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the accessories that I haven't looked at yet. Some of the in the trays. We got this cool quiver. I really like that. Gloves, the kind of gunmetal. And then the brass detailing around. The feathers. There are the end of the arrows. You cannot tuck that extra arrow in there though. You get this really cool, I think what's called a scimitar, right? Someone can correct me either in the comments later or in the chat what the name of this is. I should know what these swords are called. I don't say this is a scimitar. And I could be wrong, because I usually am. Because I am not a history buff. Okay. See? You know. It's, I call it like the sickle sword, kind of like what tall geese. Take a closer look at that satchel that you can carry. Love the detailing, a little bit of paint in the buckle. I really love this. Get closer. And I'm guessing this must be like a map or something. Obviously you can't pull it out. Even the back's got some really nice weathering. And that faux leather that they got going on. It's just plastic. But it looks like leather. Really worn leather. So that's cool. Take a look at this little dagger. I want to say this is similar to what Swig has. It's a different color. In that same kind of gunmetal and kind of brass or goldish crossguard. And really cool little dagger. Right in there. If you clip it onto your belts. So, got this little door looking almost afraid to pop out of here. Oh, come on out. There we go. It is a very, very soft plastic. And then there's insignia, or this faction insignia on it, but yeah, it's really soft. So it's like a whole little chunk of rubber. I was afraid I was going to snap it. And I probably still could have. Trying to figure out the best way to get this arrow out, because it is the most awkward, and I swear I am probably going to snap it if I don't. There we go. A little bit. There we go. So there's the one loose arrow. Very soft, very pliable, but I'm sure you put enough force on it, you could probably snap it. So we will be very careful with that. I will have a bow which actually has a string. It does have some bounce to it, but I do not think you'll be able to actually shoot the arrow all that far. Okay, let's take armor pieces out, get these pauldrons out. They're really cool. I have to say, there has to be a hole in there for that. Yep, that's what it is. It's a hole. So when you put it over his shoulder, or however it goes around his arm, that way the pauldron will hold it on. I'm not sure if there's a second hole. Is there a second hole? I don't think so. So I'll have to check online again how to put that on. I really want them with that on. Again, pauldrons are pretty much just standard, like steel. A little bit of beaten. I get my know where I put my hands here. Got a little bit of detailing with the strap there, a little strap there at the end. Really cool though. Let's try to see how this flag comes together. Again, it's all one big piece here. Very nicely painted. As much as I would love to have a fabric style. Oh, and I just popped that off. So this comes off in a couple of different pieces. So that's interesting. So that plugs in like that. I wish it was keyed though, so you can only go in one direction, but it is just a cylinder. You put that in, and I guess you just plug this like so, and there. You can hold this big old flag up, and I will not be having him hold that up right now. But that right there is really cool. I really love the detail. I really should be trying to put all these pieces on him. Let's see how well. And for some odd reason, these guys and these things that plug in the back have always been a pain. See, I'm not having any luck trying to get that in there already. One guy went on really easy. This one, I believe Hagnon, if I can even say his name right. His attach really easy. These not so much. So I will attempt that later, especially after I heat these guys up and get some cool poses. I figure out how the cape goes on. But there we go. Wal-Torr, I believe that's how his name is pronounced. Yep, Wal-Torr the Mad. So that makes 2 of our ghostly skeleton warrior creatures. All right. And I think before we get into the 4-pack of graveyard skeletons, I think we're going to go ahead and move all these things out of the way. Oh. Get someone out of the way. Oh. We're going to go ahead and open up the horse. This is I'm trying to pronounce that now. I can't think of how to pronounce it. Phlogeus? I don't know. He is a plague type horse. He looks like a zombie. I call him the zombie horse. And of course, where is my knife? I just had it. Oh, there it is. So we can cut the tape. We got faction insignia. Really more beautiful artwork on the back. But again, the story for this section of the wave when it came out. Go ahead. I don't know why a horse needs a backstory, like a long backstory. It's a horse. But, yeah, each their own. Now this will be the second Mythic Legions horse that I have. Why is someone out there mowing? It is like 8:45 at night. Someone's doing something weird out there. Unfortunately, I will actually have to cut a couple things off of him. He has got the little plastic, not twist ties, but the little plastic straps here on the right back leg front leg, around the tail. This is the only twist tie besides on the head. This is going to take me a little bit to get. Oh, actually, no. I remember. I said it was. This is the second horse. Technically, it's the third horse because I got that test shot of one of the horses, and I've totally just spaced on it. Because he's been put away, so he's out of sight, out of mind. So he's actually put away in a safe place because, again, test shot. I got 3 test shots, 2 of which are Cosmic Legions. One was Mythic because it was a horse, and I really wanted another horse. Even though I had plans of maybe customizing the horse, but no, not. I talked myself out. Well, actually, someone else talked me out of it, so which I'm actually really happy they did. That's one twist tie. Let's go ahead and switch back to me as I go ahead and try to get these down. There we go. I tried to get this thing untwisted so you can see my beautiful face and this awesome, again, Four Horsemen Legions Con shirt. One of the 2 I will be wearing that weekend. Even though I have been debating about wearing my Ren Fair outfit from the assembled or had assembled from this year's Ren Fair, since it is Mythic Legions, but it's because it's Legions Con, but it's not just Mythic Legions, it's Cosmic Legions. There were cosplayers last year I saw photos of, which were really cool, and one was insane. How you manage that? Always been really impressed with people who do the cosplays. That's a lot of time and effort. I just don't have, I guess, the imagination like I once had. I used to make kind of stuff out of cardboard all the time. Not so much anymore. I'm lucky if I have the energy to move. Alright. And I didn't pick. See? All that. Still gotta cut the things off for the tail. Right. Okay. Now he does not have any extra accessories unlike the first horse I got in. I think his name is Boris, I believe. But he has a bit more armor on him, but he does not have any extra main pieces or anything. Let's go ahead and we'll expand that again. And here we have, again, I keep forgetting how to say his name. Phlogeus? I don't know. Again, pronunciation is not my strong suit, especially when it comes to fantasy characters like this. And here we go. Look at this. I mean, we've got like one really kind of yellowy, straight mat here. Kind of yellowy eye, and one that's more white. The armor has got a little bit of orange. It's kind of like a little bit of rust that's on here. There's a really nice detail. The saddle's got a nice bit of stress to it. But he's mostly white. You know, he's got the bit of green. You could also say he's the Beetlejuice horse, but don't say it 3 times. Really kind of stringy looking tail. The tail is on a ball joint hinge, I believe. So you have to get a little bit of movement, but it's not like I wish it was a wired kind of rubbery thing, kind of like some of the the Jersey Devil tail. But this is really stiff here on the mane as well. You do have the strap is kind of wedged. There we go. Really soft plastic here for the reins. I really dig this kind of, I don't know, kind of bug leg looking thing around here. That's very interesting. Very insect-like. You can see the word, it looks like it's rotting flesh, and you can see the bone. It's all pustules, rot. But he's really cool, and again, articulation and tail. The head does have a ball joint up here. It should move up and down a little bit. All these pieces here are separate pieces. The mane is really on there. There is a bit of articulation here at the base of the neck. You can kind of see right here. You got a joint here at front legs with a swivel. Knee single joint with a slight swivel. It's really stiff. I'm not going to do a lot of work on these. Again, same with the hooves. There's a swivel single joint. Same with the back leg. It's all the same articulation. There's a little bit of spreading for back here, so you can get a little bit more wider in the back for some odd reason. This comes out very slightly in single joint. Rotation. I don't see myself doing a lot of shin poses with this horse anytime soon until after I get him really warmed up. Give him a nice little bath or reins are kind of feel like a little twisted though. And of course I didn't even see the detail on the foot toe now. The one hoof is all busted up and you can see the bone behind it. So that's really cool. That's the only leg that's like it. Everything else is like the normal horse. I kind of wish there was a little bit more rot detail somewhere else on the body besides just that one part of the leg and on his head. But other than all, he's a really cool zombie horse. There's a couple more horses I want to get if I can find, and especially for a decent price. I almost didn't even see the little skull there on the top of the little headpiece. That's really neat. I like that. I love these medieval fantasy details. Yeah, so all over my little mat now. But there he is in all of his gloomy zombie horse glory. And you know what? Maybe I'm going to have him sitting on there. He can ride the horse. Not really how his legs are going to work on that. There's a bit more finagling to get it to look right. Like I said, the one I got currently, let's compare him actually to the other horse real fast. Because I do have him in here. Oh. And here he is with one of my Joe classified figures from the Dragonfly. Got Wild Bill on top of Boris here. So you can see the different types of armor. The saddles are very similar. The underpiece is different on this saddle. I believe my my test shot has a similar piece like this one. But yeah, very similar. Got kind of same detail strap here. And again, the stirrup pieces here are, you can't move them down. There is an extra hole if you want it, but this one actually has another piece on it covering that hole. So if you needed to move it lower, I guess you technically could on the little zombie horse. But yes, this is how you can put a figure on these. These are very soft and really pliable. So yeah, Wild Bill riding the defeat Cobra on a horse that doesn't belong to this line. That's that comparison. So let's go ahead and move the horses out of the way, and and we'll finally get to our graveyard skeletons. Make sure I put this on here right without dropping it. Ah! Back on there, Wild Bill. Trying to keep what I'm opening nearby. All right. Okay. So, last but totally not least, the graveyard skeletons. Now you can tell it does not say Mythic Legions because technically they're not. This is a Halloween thing. The skeleton, just normal base skeletons, can be for anything, and you can see they're in a gray scale paint job, so you can have like a black and white type of thing going. And I want to say this is supposed to be their whole new version of their skeletons that they had started with this. I could be mistaken. Yes, to see the entire collection, please visit sourcehorseman.com. So it does typically have the websites on these. I love how it has everyone that works on here, on all their figures, always listed. Who does the artwork, who did the photos, which is always really cool. Right here, you get it for free. sourcehorseman.com. Again, and on the bottom, we got the barcode. See the entire sourcehorseman.com and storehorseman.com, which is where I did order these, but they are out of stock. I don't know if they're going to have any to sell at Legion's Con or not. But I think, I don't know, does Big Bad have these? I don't remember if they do or not. Again, these are all black and white ones, and now I kind of want to pull out my Power Rangers Lightning Collection pumpkin wrapper and his accessories, because he had a bunch of orange pumpkin bits that you could put on the heads. You could just take off the helmet and replace the headpiece with. Oh, I got stuff falling out of the packaging. All right, so here we go. The trays. The top tray is obviously the 4 skeletons, which are going to be exactly the same. They all have articulated jaws, plus there's 3 extra, well, technically 2 extra heads. But this one kind of have more gruesome kind of fang kind of teeth. Then you got this jack-o'-lantern head. But you got this, which is more like a mask. You just put on top of the skeleton. There are skeleton heads if you want it. Of course. Off the bottom tray here, we do get a nice big booklet here, which I kind of want to check out and see. Wasn't really expecting there to be a booklet. There we go. It's nice too. It almost reminds me, just by looking at it, like the old Kenner ones we had in the day. Oh, that's cool. Big flagship line of, shows you which follow their 3 main lines, which is Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, Figure Obscura. Of course, you got this. And it reminds me of the old Kenner booklets, except for bigger, and I love this. I wish more would have them, even if they're a little smaller. I wish more would have them. This is one of the horses I want to find. Omnibus. And I think Bishop, this is the test shot I got, is a Bishop. Let's see, I need more skeletons. I need this guy here, the Undead Builder Pack, the Topiculi. I can't even say it. I kind of want her because that demon dog thing sitting here with. I want to say those are. It's like 2 other heads. So 3 heads. She has a lot of cool stuff. But this is all the Necronomicus wave, I believe. Of course, that's Necronomicus. Necronomicus. I can even say it. All-Star Wave 6. Which I just seen this guy. He is insane. More cool figures. Rising Suns wave. These are all waves that are not out yet. These are all pre-orders. Except for Necronomicus. This wave shipped earlier, I think this year. Yeah, it even says available early 2025. This one was also shipped already. This one says late this year, so these guys should be showing up and shipping out to people who pre-ordered them soon. Now, this was actually the wave I'm looking forward to. Yeah, Tropicola looks really cool. This was the first one here. Leodicius. This is the first, when they showed this guy off, this was the first guy I ever purchased through Four Horsemen, Store Horseman website. I pre-ordered him. He won't be out for a while. But out of this whole Reign of the Beast wave, that was the only one I got. Even though I kind of wish I would have gotten the little legionnaire guy to go with him because it's part of his army. And of course, coming in 25 Legacies of Mythos, which they had already shown, I do already have him. Otho was really cool. And of course, Baethir, the massive dragon that they did their crowdfund for. And yes, I will be getting him. He will be coming. I did back him. He was like almost $900 with all the accessories. And this, as you can see, the measurements: 31 inches in length, 22 inches tall, with at the tip of the wing. And that's not the sprawled out type of wing. 50 points of verticality. This is what really, those 2 figures are really got me going. Like, you know what? I need to get some in hand before I get these. And this wave here, they just shipped this one out. So people were just getting their hands on these like a few weeks ago. I kind of really want this Lowland Scrapback. I can't pronounce anything. And this current Ray. Hopefully they'll have some of these at Legion's Con for me to get. I kind of want this mount, but I don't believe this wave has not. I don't think this wave here is shipped yet. It says late, so we still got a while before they get those in. Now here's some Figure Obscura Pass releases. Got Frankenstein's creature with all the cool accessories he came with. Ghost of Christmas Pass. Gods of Egypt. Jacob Marley. Headless Horseman, which Big Bad Toy Store has a different version that has a green flame pumpkin that's still available. And if it's still up there, at least it was last time I checked, I may pick him up. It's on Wukong, the Monkey King, who looks really cool. We got another Krampus. They came out like 2 or 3 Krampuses. Mask of the Red Death. Father Christmas. And special edition figures. Like a lot of these, I believe, some of these were Legion's Con exclusive. Like I have this guy. Him and him were a 2-pack at Legion's Con. I don't remember if that was last year or not, but they had different pieces. Could have been a few years back. But I do have this single release figure. I do not have the Monk version orc. This is one we just looked at. I do have him. And he was one of the first figures I got in Vampire Phalanx Legion Builder. And of course, I got him in a few weeks ago. Was not able to get pre-order that book, but a lot of people already got their Silver Knight Legion order figures for that book. And of course, their Mythic Legions role-playing game, which will be out soon. I know they'll be doing sessions for that. Of course, you're invited back to the graveyard for this year, which were the zombies, the graveyard zombies, which I have not gotten. But enough of the booklet, and I've gotten away from the figure and all of its cool accessories. We do have a darker gray, one of those skull masks, in the second tray. Tons of hands, couple swords, couple shields. We got like, 4 pairs of every hand, and 1 pair of extra kind of monstrous feet. So that's interesting. But yes, because they can take off every part of these guys. We're gonna just take one of these skeletons off because they're all the same. And take a closer look. The full range of this guy. Because again, they're just 4 of the same thing. Okay, come on now. Okay. The fact that anyone was able to do really cool, highly articulated skeleton figures is amazing to me. Down there, and here we have one of the 4 skeletons. Again, they're all the same. Bit of note though, it is on the ball joint. I believe these necks are fixed, so you're not going to be able to pop them off like the neck joints on the other figures. You do have the posts here, so if you have like the bony wings or you want to put pauldrons on them, you can do that. Articulation of the arms still the same. You got the swivel and the hinge. There is a ball joint all the way up inside his rib cage, obviously, so it will work out, which means you don't get any extra waist swivel, unfortunately. It's just there at that ball joint, which is really tight on this guy. Again, single jointed elbow, which this one is really tight on that arm with this twist at the elbow. Again, we do have a twist at the wrist for the peg and the hinges, which are both just the in and out joints. Hips. Ooh, this one is sticking, and I don't really want to really move him. He does not want to move all that well, but he does want to kick up a little bit. Single joint at the knee, which does not want to move. The pins. Does have pinned knees. You have twists at the knee though. And of course you got the hinge at the foot, which also twists at the foot. And does it have a rocker? I can't tell because it's so, yep, it does have a rocker. There would be at least 1 foot that's not tight. Yeah, that Terpiculi though, I really want to get that Terpiculi guy. So there we go. Again, articulated jaw on all the base heads for the skeletons. But I love that it has all this extra range. Nana! I have a beautiful singing voice. I know I'm silly. Anyway, but yeah, as you can see, you can totally just an open rib cage. I love how they got this guy, or these guys, I should say, looking so cool. The detail and just the wash. I mean, they're not as realistic looking in the paint scheme because they're, grayed out. But really neat, nonetheless. So, with that being said, bring out all the other figures we've opened. I'm going to leave those other guys in there for now. I will eventually get some photos taken of all of these and some cool stuff. But there we have it. everyone enjoyed the stream tonight. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend and a very safe and happy Halloween. If you haven't done it so yet, please, if you like my videos, if you like my these live streams, hit the like button. Please think about subscribing. Share my content. Follow me on Instagram at Larry's Geeky World as well. I'm trying to post more on that. Usually I repost a bunch of people's stuff, a lot of people's cool photos. I'm trying to get more into the toy photography type of thing. Trying to really messing with my phone, which I've had forever, it feels like, and its camera functions. Have been debating about getting a more professional style camera so I can get really in depth, but I still need to get other software and whatnot. I have not used any editing software in forever. So let's go ahead. So anyway, I hope everyone had a great night. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your all's weekend. Again, happy and safe Halloween coming this Friday. Not sure what we're doing for Let's Open Toys. Maybe my girlfriend said we could do it. Maybe we'll go through some of her Godzilla Ultimates. I'll put a poll up on my Instagram and on the community page in a couple days of which Godzilla Ultimates, which figure or figures, how many figures out of what we got here should I open on Saturday? Because that will probably be the last Let's Open Some Toys. I still have yet to debate if I'm actually going to try to go live while I'm at Legion's Con. Depends on how the internet connection is, but that will be updated. I will update that on that day. But anyway, hope everyone has a great weekend. Stay safe out there, and until next time, see y'all later. Let me get over here and turn that off. Good night, everybody. Peace out.